Incoming transmission standby. Welcome to the Nod News Network. The US and UK sent toxic weapons to Ukraine. Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, Rafael Grossi, said there were no significant radiological consequences from using depleted uranium ammunition. Russia asserted that Grossi did not tell the whole story. From a nuclear security standpoint, there are no significant radiological consequences from the use of these munitions, Grossi told reporters at a news conference Monday. Perhaps in some very specific cases, people near where this type of projectile was struck could be exposed to contamination, he continued, adding that it is more of a normal health problem than a potential radiological crisis. Depleted uranium is used to make the hard core of some armor-piercing tanks and automatic artillery shells. Although not highly radioactive, uranium is still a toxic metal, and the metal becomes a potentially dangerous aerosol when a depleted uranium canister hits its target. U.S. forces used depleted uranium tank shells during the 1991 Gulf War, which is believed to have caused an increase in birth defects, autoimmune diseases, and cancer cases in Iraq over the decades. NATO also used depleted uranium in its 1999 air campaign against Yugoslavia. Earlier this year, Serbian Health Minister Danica Grujičić called the carcinogenic consequences of these bullets on the Serbian people a horrible and inhumane experience. The UK began supplying Ukraine with depleted uranium tank shells in March, while the United States announced last week that it would send depleted uranium shells for M1 Abrams tanks, which are expected to arrive in Ukraine in the next few weeks. Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova wrote on Telegram on Monday that by focusing on the issue from the point of view of nuclear security, Grossi showed deliberate deception. Of course, Mr. Grossi is right to say that there are no significant radiological consequences from a nuclear security standpoint, she wrote. He's not telling the whole story. Zakharova points out that depleted uranium releases extremely toxic aerosols when burned and evaporated. Perhaps this is beyond Mr. Grossi's authority as head of the IAEA, she concluded. This question should be posed to chemists, who will tell us about the harmful effects of heavy metal accumulation on the environment and human health. Russian forces claim to have destroyed at least one warehouse in Ukraine containing British depleted uranium ammunition. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov warned last week that the West would ultimately be responsible as these munitions inevitably contaminated Ukrainian territory. This has been the Nod News Network, transmission complete.